Heaven's a Half Pipe is on Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yes.
Which one is that one on? Is that number 2?
I think it's number 2. I don't think it's actually.
Is it Nintendo 64?
I think so.
I played
the
that
cool
game.
thing about
I
it.
played that game over and over and over.
The cool thing about Heaven's Half Pipe
all
is that
did.
it was in like a secret level, and when you got into that level, it was the only song that played. So like when kids
you're
got
in heaven.
Yeah, because
you had to beat that level that you're getting.
So kids were just it was just on repeat. So if you heard that in that game, that's what you were.
I put a challenge out right now to any YouTuber kid that's playing old school games. Just show me Heaven's a Half Pipe on a Nintendo 64. Just stream it.
OPM. Wait, let's do that.
You guys keep on drinking.
Oh yeah, no, that's what they're there for. Welcome to the MNO Show with Jonathan Williams from OPM.
Hey. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
So I don't know if a lot of people know this, but our theme song for this show, you wrote it. Is that right? Or you play a lot of instruments on it?
Oh yeah, speakers.
Speakers.
Yeah.
He wrote that track.
Yep. That came about. God, when did we write? That was like, it came about at something I would play at sound checks.
Yeah.
On a tour, and it was just like you didn't really have. It was a pretty busy tour, so you didn't really have a chance to like do anything else or like rehearse. You know, your rehearsals were before the show that night.
Right.
And that was just kind of a riff that I came up with at that time. Sat on it for a while, and then it finally came out years later. But
that's cool.
Yeah, we kind of did like a demo of it on the road, right? Like a super rough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we actually used some of the bits from the demo.
Oh, really? Okay.
In the track.
Yeah, probably
and then
like
replayed a bunch.
Yeah, probably like a quick sketch in Reason or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then basically we were kind of looking for some stuff too. He brought the track in, and then I wrote the lyrics and all that stuff. And then we got Big B's on that track as well.
Yeah.
And then that was one of the ones we did. Marshall Goodman, Ross MG, produced that track with us. We did 4 songs with him.
Yeah, he's a fun producer. I liked him.
Yes.
Is this one going your way?
Sure.
Cheers.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Cheers. He was amazing, and also like when we would work with producers earlier on, like we just had Michael Patterson on.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
When we were working with him originally the first time, I knew nothing about anything, so. And actually, it's one of the things that we should talk about and kind of in depth is the concept of learning in context. So when you're learning, and you don't have context, obviously you're missing a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
School.
Yeah, I mean in school for sure.
Right.
That should be like one of the main tenets of how you teach, and it's not for some reason. But yeah, so like by the time we worked with Marshall Goodman, like I had been producing at that point for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
So at that point, like, learning from someone like him, like I had so much context, like the details that I gained from working with him would have been completely lost on me, probably 5 years prior to that, like I wouldn't have understood what he was doing. And it's interesting because he's a drummer by nature.
Yeah.
And so working on those beats with him and like the detail of like how to, kind of like stagger. Yeah, he's on another level for sure. He's, hey chef.
Chef.
And then also it was funny that kind of because of that was kind of what happened to another track that we did was, I think it was one that Big B brought in, Why You So Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we we wanted to, that one we kind of made, we kind of went at that beat trying to replicate Chase the Cat.
Oh yeah, the like that Atomic Dog feel.
Atomic Dog.
Yeah, like that George Clinton funk.
Exactly. I definitely think we pulled it off. It came out pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, I had fun with that one. And Marshall mentioned that too. He's like, wow, he's like that funk feel was kind of, you don't come across that often, you know. He's like, and it was funny. He's like, man, he's like, I really only, he's like, I hear that a lot in like, like out of Detroit, where are you from? Oh, okay. That explains it. Wow.
Wait, your T-shirt?
Yeah, exactly.
T-shirt?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As a friend's Detroit T-shirt on happens to be.
Jonathan's from Detroit.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Lansing, which is pretty close, but yeah.
Us Midwest boys.
There
we
you
stick
go.
together.
No, that's right.
Yeah, we just know immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it was a really good experience because, like you were saying, like there were things we all learned on that would have been lost to us.
Yeah.
In our younger years because we just didn't have the experience. You can't ask somebody about an experience that you haven't experienced, that you have no context of yourself.
Yeah.
Right. He's a good he's like a good it's a good word, like nurturing producer. Like he helped to bring out a lot of stuff. Like he wasn't somebody who was like pushing their ideas on you, but kind of like furthering your own ideas. Beinhorn's another
He
one.
wasn't a Michael Beinhorn, is what I was just about to say. He's the opposite of Michael Beinhorn.
So who's Michael Beinhorn?
Michael Beinhorn, it's funny, I was just talking about Michael Beinhorn in like great depth last night with Andreas from Boom Hut. He's from Seattle, so he's a huge like Soundgarden fan.
Oh yeah.
And like, Pearl Jam and all that kind of stuff as well. But and then he's a big fan also of that podcast. I don't know if it's a podcast, but and I'm not gonna remember the guy's name. You guys might know. I'll figure it out and we'll flash it up.
Sure.
But it's a guy, he like takes like a track and he has all the multi-tracks and he'll play like the drum track and then talk about it and then play the. He's a producer.
Cool. Yeah.
And he does the show and like it's he can only be on like a couple formats because if he was to put that on YouTube, it would get pulled down.
Oh, for rights and stuff.
Yeah. And so it's something that was actually like crazy because one of the things that I would love to do here is to be able to like even play our tracks.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Like multi-track and whatever, and do that and talk about that stuff. But
get pulled off YouTube.
We can't do it on YouTube. It's crazy.
Right.
And this guy even has like permission from the bands. But so he actually takes that show live, and he does it, in venues and plays it and does the thing. Whatever, people come to watch him do this.
Oh wow.
And Andreas was saying that Michael Beinhorn was with him at one, and they did. They were breaking down Black Hole Sun.
Oh, nice.
Which was so. So Beinhorn, when we were getting signed to Atlantic, they flew us out to New York to go to the main office.
Right.
And at that time, Atlantic had like the penthouse suite. They had 2 stories. And it was the entire 2 stories of the top of the whatever, that Time Warner building or whatever. And we actually got to go meet Ahmet Erdogan, and like we went into his office, and his office was literally like half of the top story.
Right.
Like you had to walk half of a New York City block to get to his desk, and then he's just sitting there, this little
one of
man.
those ridiculous large offices too.
It was half of an entire fucking, it was a city block by a half block. Yeah. And then there was a desk, and right before the desk, there was a table with 2 couches.
Right.
And that was it. The rest of it was like somehow ornate and like decorated or whatever. But like we walked for like 10 minutes before we got to and we met him at this couch. And I kind of fanboyed out on this 80-year-old man, and I like hugged him, and everyone was like, "Well, like nobody's ever done that with him before."
Well, that's probably a good thing.
It was good. He loved. Yes. Hey, Quinn. Let's drink some motherfucking beer.
Drink some beer.
We usually, Jonathan is is notorious in our band for pasting. It's called pasting.
What's that? What is pasting?
He can turn any lyric into something insanely perverse and twisted.
Oh,
I
man.
like that.
Yeah, it's like in rehearsals, it's nonstop.
It's fun, obviously. You know, I mean, we're all kids at heart. It gets our wheels turning, you know, because we're just having
So
fun.
you'd be like, instead of let's drink some beer, let's drink some honey.
I mean, there's going to be some kind
Is
of
that what
rhyming
you
scheme
mean?
in there, maybe,
Okay.
or something, maybe a double entendre. I don't know, but like something that'll fit. Like trying to think, what's a good example? That's like
we'll bleep it out if it's
that's
too,
like
Oh yeah,
it's
there.
like too bad. Let's see. Example. I was just listening to the Bananarama song "Cruel Summer" from Karate Kid. I was listening to that, and like for whatever reason, it dawned on me that like stool softener could actually be used in place of the lyrics. Like, it's a stool stool softener. Ooh, like stuff like that.
That's a very tame one for him. They're
Right,
usually-
right. We're trying to dial.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're
Like,
usually.
if people's children were in the room, that would be the acceptable one. You know.
Yeah. Okay, well, you want to explain to him
Yeah.
the beer
Yeah.
situation?
So what you see in front of you
Mhm.
is 2 flights of beer.
Okay.
We're going to drink 2 beers at the same time.
All
Well,
right.
not at the same time. We haven't done that. That'd be unique. But
2 beers at the same time.
so you can see it's THBC, which stands for Tarantula Hill Brewing Company.
Okay.
All right. See that? On each one of those. So we're going to take 2 of the beers.
Oh.
John, which ones do you want to take? So I can.
They did it very much different this time.
Oh boy, every time.
Yeah, so
So basically, Jonathan, what we're trying to do is we're going to take 2 of the beers, and you're going to try to figure out. Wait, does he have the paper too? What are you looking
No.
at down there? You're on your phone.
He's
He's
texting.
Googling, how can I figure out which one is the Tarantula Hill beer?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this show is like syndicated, so like you probably could figure out there's a pattern here.
yeah.
The first result that you're going to see in Google when you do this is just look at John, and he'll basically tell you which beer is the Tarantula Hill beer.
John sends Morse code through taps to let you know which one.
That's. Oh wow. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do 2 at a time.
Okay.
One's going to be a guest beer,
All right.
and one's going to be one of the Tarantula Hill beers.
Okay.
And your job is just to figure out which one's the Tarantula Hill beer,
Yeah.
because
Oh, wow.
if it's poured in this glass, it's a good beer,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
Now, since it's done differently, I'm going to leave it up to John to figure out which ones we're going to
So
drink.
we're going to start with both teas.
Okay.
Alrighty.
It's a little different this time. Yeah.
Alrighty. We are at the ready.
All right, so
and
go ahead
then
and sip
just
and figure it
give
out
a
and take
sniff,
your
give a
time.
sip.
That's a challenging one right off the bat, I'd say.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh man. Tricky.
So yeah, so it's just a matter of which one do you think is the Tarantula Hill beer?
That's right.
I think it's the one on the right. The right one.
ding, 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 ding.
We have a winner.
Ooh, nice.
right.
So that one that you picked is the Padrino Pilsner,
Oh,
which is what you guys are both drinking in the pints.
that
Nice.
would nice.
Josh, can you put like a scoreboard down below for us on this one?
Well, Jonathan, let me get you to point in the top right corner right here, and that'll be just point to your score right there. There you go. You got it.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay. And then the other one is a Mexican lager by Bergen.
I like this one too.
This one is bomb.
Yeah, I like it.
No, they're both good.
I was like, I like both of these, and now I have to choose which one's the Tarantula Hill beer, but I like them both.
So Bergen, they're in Carlsbad.
Mm-hmm.
I have partied with these guys many times, like on road trips, like in Denver and stuff like that. And these guys are fucking rock stars.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if it's the lights, but the color is really
The color's
Cool.
amazing. Yeah, they're super good. We actually, like, our first collab beer we ever did, we did with them because the brewers are really good friends with those guys. We did Conejo Valley Haze for the Conejo Valley days.
Oh, yeah.
That was the very first beer we ever did, and we did it there. They helped us kind of because we weren't ready yet, so we were able to do
Conejo
one there
Valley Haze
and have
versus
one ready.
Haze. I like that.
Yeah,
You ever think about asking Jonathan to maybe come up with some of his double entendres?
on some beer names. Yeah,
Beer names?
Could do some beer names. Session.
Oh wow.
He could basically paste all of our current beer names. That would be a fun project for him.
It would be.
Cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, and that's a Mexican lager. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna try and do a Mexican lager with them.
Yeah,
this
no,
year.
they do good work. This is tasty.
Yeah, it's
and out
amazing.
of Carlsbad?
So, with the Mexican lagers, are those the same Mexican beers that people like to put limes in?
Yeah.
What's your thought about putting lime into beer?
My understanding of putting lime in beer is that in Mexico, you just squirt some lime on the top of your beer or smeared around the rim to keep flies off the beer.
No.
So that it's actually just
It was never for a taste.
it was
thing.
never meant for taste. And then obviously,
Flies
in
don't
all
like lime.
Mexican cuisine, they love lime. Lime's in
Right.
everything. But it's not really meant to, But if you squirt some lime in there, it would be amazing.
Yeah, right. I can taste
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, lime tastes good in almost everything
No.
except your eyeballs.
Right. Never. Lime doesn't taste good in eyeballs.
No. No.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
on eyeballs.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of eyeballs.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
All right.
okay. So the next one is the both of the H's, and also
Oh, okay.
I think it's Bring on the Chef.
Oh no. Bring on the chef. I think
Oh,
you
sorry.
changed it up.
What is it?
You gotta
Call in
call
the
in
chef.
Call in the chef.
Call in the chef.
Call in the chefs.
Call in the chefs.
Yes. Hello, chef.
Oh wow. Look at this.
Hello,
There's-
Andrew.
You guys were rocking
wow.
it tonight.
These are some amazing things they've just brought to the table here. Three.
Three amazing dishes.
Yeah.
Want to
Thank you,
throw?
guys.
Let's throw one on the turntable.
Yeah.
Hit it. Which one?
Can you put that on the tournament? That's the Spidey Bites.
Oh, that's a different kind of turntable.
John,
than
do you
I'm
want to hit
used
the button?
It's
you
actually
go.
it's called a Lazy Susan,
Oh, wow.
which
No,
seems-
that's not a Lazy Susan.
well, it's,
A Lazy Susan
it's like electronic Lazy
doesn't
Susan.
work.
It's like,
this one.
This is the non-lazy
This is-
Susan.
yeah.
I feel it's very
This is
like,
the motivated Susan.
I feel like that's very a sexist term, a Lazy Susan.
Yeah.
It's very non-binary.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a Lazy Pat would probably be a better.
That would
Okay,
be good,
that could approach anyone. Yeah,
Right.
covers everything. Yeah.
Right.
So what do we got here, Chef?
I thought we'd go turntable.
Spidey Bites. Tacos Diablos.
Put it on the turntable. I like the turntable idea better than the Lazy Susan or the
Lazy
Pat.
turntable.
We have one
Lazy
turntable,
turntable.
and 3 microphones.
Right.
And then
We
these
do
chef,
have one turntable and 3 microphones. Very
We
good
do.
job.
and these are Brussels sprouts, Jonathan,
Oh, nice.
that are
Oh, those are
bomb.com.
Those look good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef.
Yes. Thank you, chef.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Chef.
Thank you.
What would you recommend drinking with this food? What would you recommend drinking with the food?
He's gonna say Cali Day. The Padrino.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
this is this
Yep.
the Petrino?
Padrino. This
And
one.
of course, always the Cali Day
Italian
with the chef.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you like it, huh? Me too. It's very good.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so we're doing the next two. The
Two
both of
H's.
the H's.
All right.
All right. We are on to the H's.
Okay, so the H's. Okay, yeah, this is a fun one. This is a super fun one.
Okay.
Obviously, they look completely different, but
Yeah.
Right.
there's a reason why they're paired.
All right. Let's see
Because
what we
one's a Tarantula Hill beer and one's not.
Yes. But there's more to that. Oh, it's so good.
got. Oh wow, that is good.
Okay,
All right.
John, put your hands under the table.
I'll sit on them. I'll sit on my hands.
Now everything you say now, I'm like looking at Jonathan and thinking he's thinking something completely different.
Well,
Yeah.
the wheels are turning, but it's like we're trying to keep the rating to like PG-13, maybe or maybe R.
Yeah, we can be rated R. It's
Okay,
all
we can do R.
good.
Yeah.
So what do you think,
What are you
Jonathan?
feeling on this one?
Man, they're both tasty. Man, I'm thinking this one is Tarantula Hill. Uh-oh.
What's the score?
Uh-oh.
That's incorrect.
We've had an incorrect call here.
All right.
Point to the other side. We got to
Point to the
All
left.
right, so that is going to be right here.
a little too far.
Too far. Bring it in.
There we go.
A little too far still. Anywhere. We're just gonna animate it to follow your finger.
Okay.
Hey, how about just do this, Jonathan? Like, dang it. Dang.
Okay, so the one on the right is the Tarantula Hill beer.
Okay.
This is Sabro,
Sabro.
which this is one of my favorite beers that we make.
Stop, bro.
Sabro.
Sabro?
That's right. That's what it
It
is.
kind of, yeah, that does work like that.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Tell me a
So
little bit more
Sabro
about
is
that.
a hop.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a unique hop. So that's why we call this one Sabro.
Sabro?
It's like what's up, bro? But it's like a short
It's like
version.
Sabro.
Yeah.
All right, I'm from
like
Minnesota.
Sa-
Slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Slow it down like
It's
I
like-
don't
it's
like
like-
I don't speak Southern California.
Like sup, bro. Like what's up, bro?
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
Sa- so
What's
it's
Like,
a
like if
full-
you had that silent, sup, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like sa, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is our good friends from June Lake Brewing in June Lake, California. This is called Nah, bro.
Seriously.
Yes.
Nah, bro.
This is their nod to our Sabro.
Wow.
They love our.
So wait a second. So you're gonna be like, "What's up, bro?" And they're like, "No, bro."
They're like, yeah,
Nah,
exactly. Nah,
What's
bro.
up, bro? Nah, bro.
Nah, bro.
So you're gonna respond?
We should.
Just
right?
You
keep
guys should
keep it going
respond.
like
Yeah.
a volley back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be
Wait, like a way, bro.
be like, da fuck, bro.
Oh, the fuck, bro.
That'd be good, right?
Or just like, bro.
Yeah, or just bro.
Is there like a
straight?
Is there like
bro.
Bro.
well, I mean, they kind of went
Bruh.
negative, right? Like, they didn't play the game of like yes and. So
Yeah.
maybe could you do like a chill, bro? Is it what?
Chill, bro. That's
Oh,
pretty
that
tight.
that would work on the way to
Yeah, we
on
could
the,
do
on the way
a,
to bro. That could chill, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because bro
We
is
could
like
do a cold IPA and call it Chill Bro
oh,
with Sabro hops. Oh, damn, we're onto something.
wheels are turning.
Yes.
All right.
Chill Bro. Chill Bro and da fuck, bro.
The fuck, bro. Yeah.
I think
Those-
the fuck, bro, would have to be like super strong.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yes.
like one of the
That
strongest
might have
ones.
to be a triple.
Yeah.
Triple IPA.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff's
Which
going
Deirdre
down.
would like.
Yeah, she would. She
Deirdre
would.
only wants, she comes in every time, she's like, she wants the one with the highest
The highest
alcohol.
content, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you only live for a certain amount of time. You might as
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
well hit it.
Okay, so now we're doing the B's, the two B's. BB.
Two B's.
Yep.
All right. You're on.
The B and the B. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh, geez, bro.
Oh, jeez, brah.
Oh, geez, bro. Double B.
Whoa, that's so good. What is that? Sorry. I mean,
That's really tasty.
it could be. Yeah, I'm not giving it away.
No.
We haven't looked at the card.
No, but
yet,
I'm
so
saying
you
like.
don't know. You don't
yeah,
know.
no, I don't know which one's which yet,
Yeah.
but it's like, is it like,
These are both really good.
what does that smell? It's like vanilla or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Something.
You know what? After coaching like 80 wrestling matches in the last 2 days,
Yeah.
all these beers taste really good. I'm
Oh,
right now.
I'm sure you would have needed these at the time of the
Is
coaching.
my voice coming back? Is it sounding really good right now? Or
You got the that was loud. You got the good voice this episode. You got the deep raspy.
I got the good voice.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
the good
yeah.
voice.
I'm like the Marlboro
got that
man.
good voice.
I was gonna say that when you text me like, "How's your voice?" I was gonna send you a picture of the Marlboro man.
That'd be tight. I've never heard the Marlboro Man speak.
I don't think he ever spoke.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he sounds like this.
Hey, no brakes. Wait a second. Was it, maybe I'm wrong. I'm like picturing the guy on a horse. Is that right?
Yeah, he had like a big, nice mustache, and he wore like a red flannel, right, and a cowboy hat.
like,
Yeah.
like a Tarantula Hill.
Yes,
red
a
flannel?
Tarantula flannel.
Yep.
Yeah,
And he was on a horse, right?
I don't know about the
Like
horse.
old
He's
school.
looked like
I think he
looked like-
was
oh, yeah,
on the
yeah.
horse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe,
because he like that had
Yeah.
that western like
Yeah.
feel like out on the prairie or
Yeah.
this rugged.
And like if you think about like cigarettes, like then like Camel, like I think Camel took that idea and like I'm gonna make Camel. We're gonna put camels Like, is there some sort of weird connection with cigarettes and like animals with
No.
4 legs?
I don't think so. Camels
Okay.
is just because they're Turkish.
This is exactly the conversation
yeah.
John and I have. I'm like out here, and John's like, nope. I'm like, all right, let's just go to next conversation.
I was like, I'm not making that connection there. The cowboy on a horse and a camel.
But
Yeah.
But it's cool. Animals.
Yeah, animals.
Is there any other
4 legs?
Any other cigarettes that have an animal with 4 legs?
P-Funks have the Coke snorter.
Okay, that
Oh.
I have no
Yeah.
relevant.
You don't know about the little dipper in the end of a
Oh,
Parliament cigarette?
the recess, the recess.
Yeah, it's like
in
recessed, so you
the,
can like
in
you
the-
can scoop it in your bag of Coke and then smoke your
Which
cigarette.
brings me to the question of like, I'd like to have you guys tell me some OPM stories.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Let's
Yeah.
let's finish these beers.
Okay.
All right, we're on the beats.
Do you have a
Double Bs.
guess yet?
Man, I think for this one, I'm going with this one, the one on the left.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah.
John, if you got a point to your left,
Yeah, you
and
got a
give us
point.
your favorite expression when you fail.
That's a good one.
Well, you know what I will say is the ones that you're bringing into the brewery are really good. If I'm guessing that, yeah, no, they're
Well,
this
actually,
seems
yeah.
good.
This one is Moxa, and they are like, I mean,
Where
yeah.
are they? Where are they from?
They're from maybe Sacramento
Okay.
area. They're definitely up north. I think it's Sacramento, but like
Mm-hmm.
they're insanely good. I mean, they're brewers.
You know what's funny is like
Awesome.
you're not bringing in any beer that's not good, but when you guys like wrote songs,
Yeah.
and you had people come in. Everything I've heard of John talk like. You got Yellow Man in the studio.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's so many like crazy people you guys had in the studio. It's probably the same thing, right?
Yeah, there have been some good characters along the way for sure.
It's all about quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
That's the key.
If it
Yeah.
was about quantity and not quality, what would you do?
I mean, not make quality like.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, 2 5s make a 10.
5 twos make it 10. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But
That's a lot of
yeah,
math. For
a
this
10's a
show.
10.
That's a lot of math.
That is.
All right, what do we got here?
So we got, I said, this is Moxa. This is, I can't read that with my tired eyes, but it's something about quaffing with the champs. I don't know. Sorry. But, and then this one is the Coupe IPA.
The Coupe IPA.
We did a collaboration beer with Michael Cooper from
Oh, really?
the Showtime Lakers.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. He came in and he did like a legit collab with the brewers and we came up with this
Nice.
beer.
How's that work with like Coop coming in? Like, did you guys sit down and like figure out
Yeah,
what
we
he likes,
sat
what he
right
doesn't like,
here
or
at this
how's it
table.
work?
Yeah, we talked about. He's not like, he's a professional athlete. Like he's not like a
beer guy?
a beer guy.
Right.
So, but yeah, but I think kind of what came out is like, yeah, he liked IPAs, he likes IPAs, and then yeah, he kind of just wanted like a very traditional West Coast IPA. So it was easy for the guys to do because that's you
Right.
know, that's definitely right up their wheelhouse.
Did he? Where did he come from when he went to the Lakers? Did he come from California or where was he? You know?
That's a good
Is he
question.
still out here though? Like,
Yeah,
since
he's
the
still here.
Lakers?
Yeah, he
Okay.
still lives. Because after the Lakers, he was the coach of the Sparks.
Oh, really?
The Los Angeles Sparks,
Oh.
the female
Oh really?
team, for many years. He still does a lot of commentating and stuff like that. Like he's on, he does like post Laker game shows and all kinds of stuff. He's still active. So he's in LA. He's I believe he's maybe even in like Playa del Rey or Culver City.
Okay,
or
he's
something.
close.
Yeah, he's close. Yeah, and then it was crazy. He came the other night for the release of the beer, and then he brought Byron Scott. So it's like Coop and Byron Scott just chilling up in here.
Hanging out.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
insane. Yeah,
That's awesome.
And also, it's kind of like a celebration. His son just got a scholarship to Pepperdine for basketball.
Oh wow.
His son's like a baller.
Wow. The next
Yeah.
generation.
The next gen, right?
Wow.
And he was a super cool kid. And all the Pepperdine coaches came up and a bunch of his buddies, probably his teammates. And
You know,
Oh,
that's
man, that's a
really
madhouse.
interesting, like the idea of that, because like you talk about a lot, like the younger generation learning
yes.
from the older generation,
Yeah.
and some of that's like more. You feel it's more disconnected than ever.
Yeah.
But then someone that has a son,
Yes.
where he can teach them these like skills
Yep.
and like go really deep and narrow
Yeah.
on basketball.
Yep.
Even though he probably has the DNA, right?
Exactly.
Sure.
But it's funny you say that, because this is a thing. This is a thing that we talk about, and it was funny because I do think about this a lot. I actually asked him about that, and he was like, "Don't coach your kids." He was like, "Let the coaches coach," and I was like, "Okay," but I think
That's interesting. Why would he say that?
I think, I'm sure that he coached his kids. I mean, in particular his kid, I'm sure he coached him when he was really young or whatever. And then
Yeah.
at some point, like maybe high school or whatever.
Do you think he never talked to him about basketball?
No, not at all.
That's impossible. Yeah.
Like,
It's about-
oh, how did it go today? Oh, that's great. I'm glad you
Yeah.
had a lot of fun.
Or like
Yeah.
MI6, I cannot
And,
discuss this
we're
without
having-
killing you. Yeah.
We're having spaghetti for
Yeah.
dinner tonight, and what's next?
Yeah, but that was my point of that what we were talking about, is that like I think that like the elite of the elite were generally somebody in their family, generally a parent, was the one that like coached them. You know, like
Yeah.
Tiger Woods being the best example, or like Michael Jordan.
Oh my gosh! Have you seen that video of Tiger Woods and his son when they play golf together?
Yeah.
No. What is it? Just-
It looks like dual universes happening at the same time. Like
Really?
these videos are amazing. Like them hitting the ball, their stroke, their reactions to like what
yeah,
happens.
yeah. I've seen the side-by-side video.
Yeah,
Really
how
just-
they're walking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like these guys are like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like that
Crazy.
that nature and nurture. Like,
Yeah.
like how much of each, like they both have a value. It's just funny to see it
Yeah.
play out. Like
Right.
like for the nurture, like an example, like let's see what's a good example. When we years ago, when Ava was younger than she is now, just being familiar in a recording studio.
Yeah.
And just knowing, like she wasn't, she wouldn't come in and she wasn't being the engineer or like running the board or whatever, but she knew the names of stuff and
Yeah.
knew
Oh,
what
really?
stuff was and knew what stuff did. And just
Wow,
those little
crazy.
things, it's like
Right.
those experiences that you wouldn't, that you're not learning in school, you're just learning
Yeah.
by being there and doing.
Yeah. She grew up in a studio. It's pretty
Yeah,
intense.
and it was fun for us. Like we're just hanging out there, and we're doing our thing, and here's this little human that happens to have come from one of us, and she just is familiar. It was really cool. Really cool.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do this next beer real quick before we move
Alrighty.
on.
So we're on to the C.
The C's.
C. C.
The C word.
The C word.
That probably wouldn't be a popular beer.
No, I meant like like the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
C word.
Like that. Yeah, like
C word.
Yeah, like it's we're in our boat and we
never
are
thought of that.
now C word. We're,
We
we're,
ever
we're,
use that in the lyric?
Not
That's
yet.
pretty good.
Not yet.
That what you just said is the epitome of your lyrics.
and see this you've discovered.
This
our-
is sour beers, FYI, just so you
Okay.
guys know before you dive in.
Oh wow, these are sour.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Jonathan, come on, tie it up, bud. Tie it up. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah.
I think it's left that we have here. Is that a tarantula?
He played that really well. That was so sweet. He was looking at John, he's like,
Right. Reading body language.
Sorry.
so you're saying this is the left is the tarantula.
So unfortunately,
Oh man.
You got him.
you're wrong again. You got
Johnson's gonna call you up.
this is why we need like 10 beers, and I can even up the
so
score.
whoever made our flights tonight didn't understand the assignment particularly, but basically this whole board was Tarantula Hill, and this was all the guests.
I wouldn't have guessed though. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
He meant your left, John. He didn't
Right.
mean-
Yeah. This is stage
Yeah.
left.
Sorry. Yeah.
stage.
Pretend left?
My right hand, actually. These
Right.
are the Tarantula. These are the guests.
Oh, nice.
So I felt like
Those are really sour.
Yeah. So the natural brain would think like, at some time it's going to go, there's going to be some mix up or whatever, but it was
Right.
It's definitely a mind fuck.
I was not.
That
were
was
you
like
catching it.
Like cheating on the multiple choice
Yeah,
exam when
exactly,
you're
right,
a
yeah.
kid.
You're
Like,
like,
it can't be this.
It can't be another A.
It's gotta be.
It's got to be
Did
something.
you even
Right.
catch that? I wasn't catching it.
No, I didn't catch that either.
Well, the pressure wasn't on you, so he had
Yeah.
a different experience, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, what we've learned from this experience is that Tarantula Hill only brings in if they're bringing in a different beer, a foreign beer, it's a really good one. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and this one is Creek 2022. This is from Beechwood Blendery. And this is
Ruby
again.
red.
This is like a legit sour, and then ours is a legit sour, but it's a kettle sour. So,
So for them, they have. You talked about this in the past, but
Yeah.
this is like did they put this in a different?
yes,
location?
this is at a different location. So if you go to the Long Beach location of Beechwood, it's awesome. If anyone is down there, go check it out. They have amazing barbecue, and they make some of the best beer in California. And then like 2 blocks away is the Blendery, which is currently, I think, not open to the public. But they're still making the sours there. And it's because obviously you can't, we've talked about this a bunch of times, you can't have if they could basically, the yeast could infect this system and it would be,
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yes.
But, yeah. I was gonna ask, what's the process to making a sour beer?
It's a different yeast. It's a different strain of yeast. So the kettle sours, they use a different strain of yeast, but it's not like the yeast. So these guys are actually like certified. So the sours come from Belgium.
Okay.
And so like if you're like doing like a traditional Belgian sour, it's like it's literally like a yeast infection. Like it's
that was a 100-foot joke in the room that we were dancing around there.
Yes, exactly.
But, there it is.
so it literally would like infect everything. So it's it could get
Hate when that happens.
So that's why this one is cranberry juice. You drink. Oh, no,
nice.
that's a UTI. Sorry.
So Jonathan, you got to point to the left corner.
Okay.
I'd be
so
very angry because you're 1 and 3 tonight.
this is. I'll put the food down. I'm so angry here. Look at this sad face.
Look at this camera too. Give it real disdain, right?
Disappointed
Over here.
face.
Yeah.
Disappointed. Like I can't believe you did that face.
Hey, here's the consolation. You're coming back.
Okay.
You're coming back, and I feel a comeback
Oh, really?
in this.
Don't. Oh, jeez.
What? No, what do you think when I say that?
Refer
John?
back to there's a joke somewhere in there.
It's really hard to find.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
This bread is really good.
Yeah, that's it's
The
basically our
spice.
pizza dough.
Wow, that's really.
And they
really
put like olive oil and garlic.
good.
and
Yeah, it's like
sea salt.
it's pretty. For people just listening, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
sometimes that's all you need. This is like
That's right.
really good. Wow.
That brings me something I have to say.
Please.
The song that we use
Yes.
for the beginning of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, I'm like, John said, Jonathan played a lot of different stuff in this, wrote this, whatever. But
Yeah.
that riff that you played
Oh,
on
yeah.
guitar is so stuck in my head.
Oh, really? You
yeah.
like that?
As
Oh,
a guitar
nice.
player,
Yeah.
like very geeky, and I told John before, like, I'm one of these guys that I can't, when I listen to music, I don't listen to lyrics at all. Like, I'd have to really concentrate. Tell you the truth, I've tried this many times to try to listen to the lyrics all the way through a song without getting distracted, and I can't do it. I've done it so many times. But, like, the music itself, like, that's where I connect. That riff, when I first started, I'm like, it's kind of simple. But it's simple, but so pure.
It works. It sticks with you.
Like, I'm hearing it right now in my head as we're talking about it.
Yeah, when we met Jonathan,
Yeah, how'd you guys connect? It's post-Atlantic,
Yeah, you
right?
want to tell that one?
So let's see. Gosh, I was in a like a jazz funk band type of thing, and Willie Waldman, trumpet player, super talented dude. He like Omaladi's a really good guy. Our bass player had a mutual friend with Jeff and Johnny, and so he was like, hey, like some friends of a friend are looking for a keyboard player, and this was like 20 years ago, and they're like, yeah, looking for like a keyboard guy who plays Rhodes and maybe some synth, like maybe like a Nord lead. And I'm like hearing this and I'm looking over at my Rhodes with the Nord lead on top.
Rhodes.
Oh, Rhodes are crazy. Yeah. And so we talked on the phone, then I went over to the studio, which would have been on Selma at the time. It's like it's funny. It's like back then it was like a shithole, and now it's like really nice, like done up, like like
This was
boutique,
East Hollywood.
yeah, boutique hotel, yeah. And so went over there, and we were kind of like vibing, meeting for the first time, and they're playing me some stuff that they had done, and then played me some stuff that they were working on for the next record. And I was like, oh man, this is exciting. They're playing me a few tracks, and they get to one, and I'm like, oh man, dude, you know what keyboard this needs. And so they're
Do you hear that in your head when you hear something? Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
see,
Yeah.
Listen to something, do you hear it in your head?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so Jeff and Johnny were kind of looking like, oh, like what are you gonna say? And I get up and I walk over to my bag and pull up this little melodica. It's a little like keyboard that's about a foot long. You blow through a tube, it sounds kind of like halfway between a harmonica and halfway an accordion. And I was like, yeah, it needs this. And we played that, and they're like looking at each other like, this guy's crazy enough to be here. Like this like he just pulled this out of his bag, but it works, and we recorded it. And
Is that how you remember it too?
Yeah.
yeah,
And then we and then the bass player
Stu, yep.
we went and jammed with both of you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
We jammed in a rehearsal room.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, we jammed in a rehearsal room, and because we were like, oh, we also needed a bass player.
Right.
And then I remember we helped Stu move.
Mm-hmm. yeah, that's right.
He was like all freaked
that.
out. He's like, I'm moving. I gotta. We're like, oh, we'll help you move. We all
All right,
helped
just
him move. And then we never saw him again.
He just vanished off the like.
No one ever. I didn't know him, but he knew him, and
Like-
Jeff knew him.
I mean, you think about it, like
What did he even exist? Like,
Well,
was it like one of those things
typically
where
the
like
bass player. I mean, bass player's gonna hate me to say this. I'm sorry, bass players. I'm looking right in the camera. Typically, they're the guy that's not as the best guitar player ends up being the bass player, unless you're really good at
unless
bass.
you're like Jocko,
But in this
Pistorius
situation,
or something.
But
yeah.
this situation, you're a bass player to get everybody to help you to move.
Yeah, no, it was weird
So
though,
like,
because
this is the smartest bass player
yeah,
ever, right?
I guess. Yeah, he conned us.
But if that was his only thing, but usually like you think like there's more of a go the distance or like, but to just disappear, like I'm almost thinking like alien abduction or like, is he being held in like a foreign cell but ready to be traded for
Right.
someone?
I mean, he was moving, so he probably ended up somewhere.
Who knows? Yeah.
yeah, it was a con for sure.
What did you think of the
We
music?
just wanted someone to help move.
Oh no,
I'm only ordering this thing. I can move anytime I want. What do you think of the music? Like when you, like, I've listened to your like what you can do. I
Sure.
played a little bit with you at one day, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like, you can do anything you want to do. Like, what
Yeah.
were you thinking when you played with these guys?
No, I mean it was fun. It was like I like the second album was being formed, worked on, and I just liked a lot of the ideas. I gelled with where they were going, like how the growth from the first record, and I was excited to. It sounded like something I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, we quickly learned that like he was an amazing keyboard player, but then we also learned that he was like a better singer than me, and he was a better guitar player than Jeff, and he was a better drummer than any drummer we've ever had, and he can also play the bass. So he's like this multi-instrumentalist, so it was awesome to for me to be able to have someone to, especially in live, to like lean on to help with vocals and so.
I think I'm always like, I feel bad, but I'm always like, to the sound guy when you guys play, I'm over at the sound guy, I'm like, can you turn the keyboard player up? His vocals?
Yeah.
Not his keyboard, his vocals.
But
because your harmonies.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they got to be in there.
They have to be in there, and
Yeah.
it makes you guys just feel so good when I hear your voice in that.
And
And then we kind of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Well, I was gonna say like we're all better musicians, much better musicians than we were when we started, and we've, some of that is from the experience of just learning stuff along the way. But I think part of what makes us work is we all learn from each other. Like each person has so much to offer that it's not just that the group works because that we can play together, but we're like. There's no teacher-student set in stone. We all learn stuff from each other.
Yeah, we definitely get in there and like when we're together, whether it's rehearsal or a recording session or whatever, we've always kind of had the mindset that we're there to learn, we're there to grow. We will always do what's best for the song. Try and like if it's tough, then obviously like I said, like Jonathan's a great singer, so it's it's hard to say like like in a situation where like if the like I said, like the guitar solo or whatever, like if Jonathan is his vibe like and I think that one of the reasons why you love that solo so much is because it's like I think because you guys are from the same region of Earth, you know what I mean? Like it's that solo is very Lansing, like it's very like it has that Midwest vibe on it, I think. But and just like the simplicity of it and the way he does it. So it's like that was the best thing for the song. So he plays the guitar, If I don't know, that's always been a thing. But then it was funny because we actually we kind of we touched on Beinhorn and then we went on to another tangent, and I didn't. I don't know where we left, but that record that he's talking about
for the masses.
Yeah, for the masses. So the first record, like I said, when we went, that's what it was. When we went to Atlantic and we met them in New York, they kind of they were doing they call it the Dog and Pony Show, right? Like they're trying to wow us. That's why they bring you into this crazy office and
right. Well, they work you down that walk.
Yeah.
The walk wears you down, so you're kind of tired by that.
Yeah, you're already tired by that.
I want to sit on this couch.
Yeah. But they they took us out and like they had a limousine for us and we went out and partied and and they put us up in like crazy hotels and because they know there's competition. But one of the things that they did was they brought in Michael Beinhorn and they like kind of like put him in front of us, like, and they were like, here's Michael Beinhorn, and he's on our staff. Like, they just hired him to be kind of just, like an in-house producer almost.
Right.
And so, and then when we went to go do the record, he never materialized again. We never got to see him again. And then when we were, after we did the first record and then we toured and and then we kind of went back in the studio and there was obviously a bunch of lineup changes and Jonathan came into the picture, and then we were having talks again with Atlantic on how to do the second record, and then Beinhorn was still working with them and he was in the LA office. And we kind of like bumped into each other there, and he was like, "Man, I really feel bad. Like, I feel like they kind of like used me to get you to come to Atlantic, bait, and then they did the bait and switch." And so, I don't know what you guys are doing now, if you guys are working on another record or whatever, but I'm here for you. And I was like, "Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna take you up on that offer." So
he probably wanted to work with you guys from the beginning.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he really did. And it would have been a different. It would have been a different world had that happened. But So I remember one of the things I was telling Andreas about last night was I went to his. He had a loft where he was living at the time in downtown LA, and it was it was like probably like a 10,000 square foot loft, and you walked in and it was kind of similar to the Amadeo Gun office, or whatever. It was basically just a museum of the synthesizer. You walked into this room and it was just almost dark, but there's like all these just lights like shining down on the middle of the room, and there was a U-shaped thing basically, and it was the very first synthesizer ever.
Sounds like Jonathan's dream.
It was Jonathan's dream. I'm sorry.
I've seen his studio.
Yeah, I'm sorry he did. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry he didn't get to see us, but it was like the first synthesizer ever made, and it was probably like one of one, like the very first one, and it was basically just like a bunch of 1/4-inch patch. It was like a patch bay, and the second one was very similar to that, and then you see it evolve, and then as it kind of turns the corner, like you can see there's knobs and stuff like that for oscillators instead of patching and whatever, and then it comes back and then all comes back down this side, and it's all rack gear, with basically every rack, and then obviously just like also racks of like actual keyboard synthesizers stacked, every single one ever. It was insane. Anyways, tangent there, but so then and then we went to Getopia, right, which was his studio in Venice Beach.
Oh, yeah.
He had a studio in Venice Beach at that time, and he just basically let us go in there, and he was going to come and kind of help produce that record. And we're like, oh, okay, we're just going to live in here. So we all moved in.
This is the second album.
This is the second album.
Oh, and man, played so much Tony Hawk.
Yes.
There. So much Tony Hawk.
Yeah, so
Who's the best at Tony Hawk?
What's the best?
Who was the
the
best,
best?
in the band at Tony Hawk?
Not me at Tony Hawk. I was definitely the best at Halo
Oh, yeah.
and GoldenEye.
Wow.
Oh,
GoldenEye was
GoldenEye.
such a big
Gold-
thing at
Dude,
the
GoldenEye.
time.
That was
GoldenEye.
still the jam.
The theme
Yeah.
song.
It's still
The
such a
GoldenEye
good
theme song.
What is it?
What was the Tony Hawk game you guys played?
What version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What one
Tony
was
Hawk
it?
Pro Skater number.
I think at that time it was like 4.
Wait.
or 2?
What were you? Heaven's a Half Pipe is on Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yes.
Which one is that one on? Is that number 2?
I think it's number 2. I don't think it's actually.
Is it Nintendo 64?
I think so.
I played
The
that
cool
game.
thing about
I
it.
played that game over and over and over.
The cool thing about Heaven's
Oh,
Half
we
Pipe
all
is that
did.
it was in like a secret level, and when you got into that level, it was the only song that played. So like when kids
you're
got
in heaven.
yeah, because
You had to beat that level that you're
So
getting.
kids were just it was just on repeat. So if you heard that in that game, that's what you were.
I put a challenge out right now to any YouTuber kid that's playing old school games. Just show me Heaven's a Half Pipe on a Nintendo 64 and stream it.
Anyway, so
We're at Beinhorn Studio in Venice.
Yeah.
Is an amazing studio.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, beautiful. I remember one of the first keyboard tracks I did. We were listening to a track and we were like, oh wait, this maybe needs some organ on here or something. And Beinhorn was like, do you think that? I'm like, yeah, cool. And so then he kind of ducks away. You see him on the phone, and he comes back a couple minutes later. He's like, okay, cool. So we're getting a B3 in here, like on Tuesday, and with the Leslie everything. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay, all right. Come back, and yeah, sure enough, beautiful B3 Leslie speaker in a separate room.
What song is that?
Oh man,
Perfect Day.
Yeah, it might have been
B3.
Perfect Day.
I love Leslie's.
Yeah, oh.
Just for people that don't know what a Leslie is, explain it.
So a Leslie speaker, if you don't know what that is, it is a speaker that rotates. It's like the box itself stays stationary, but inside there is a speaker that rotates. And that rotating sound, it kind of gives like this weird effect on the sound. It's one of the things that makes like the old like gospel church organs sound like they should be coming from the heavens or something like
What's that sound like?
For Perfect Day? That one?
Let's drink some beer with that melody. What was that
Let's
song?
drink some beer.
Oh, there
Done.
it is.
Done.
Let's just tell us your favorite OPM tour story.
Ooh, man.
Actually,
Favorite?
what is the one that you thought about, but you were like, man, it'd be funny to bring it up to these guys again, because I
Oh.
think they forgot about it.
So, wait, maybe, man, there are a lot
Something
of good tour
something
stories.
that hit your brain, but you're like, haven't talked about in a while.
So, one I was thinking about, we were on the road with the band, with Pepper.
Oh, yes.
And we were in the South. We had just finished a show. We were driving through the night. And, man, where were we going? Like maybe somewhere Florida or whatever. But the Pepper guys, they were like a couple minutes ahead of us driving. And we're driving through the night, and as the sun starts to come up and lights shining there, we're looking, and in the middle of the highway, we see like a van that's kind of gone off the road and, had an accident. We're like, man, that's crazy, gnarly. One of the things you see on the road, and we get closer, we're like, damn, that van looks like a lot like the Pepper tour van. And then we get up there, we're like, oh shit, that is Pepper.
Oh, no
and
way.
yeah, they had veered off the road. Thankfully, everybody was okay. But they had
Irie was driving.
yeah,
fell
Irie,
asleep.
Yeah, Irie was driving. He fell asleep, and it's one of those things like super scary. Glad it worked out the way it did. Could have gone totally wrong, but everybody was okay, and so we had a day off that day. So we're like, great, we'll just get a hotel, and we're just gonna chill, regroup, do some laundry, whatever you do on a day off. And so Jeff, Johnny, and I were at the laundromat, and we see a cop car pull up outside the laundromat, and we're just like, okay, there's a cop car. And then he starts coming in, and we all kind of have the same thought in the back of our heads, like, what did we do? Oh shit. And he comes in and he like starts to ask for us, and we're like, oh man, okay, what happened? Turns out he was just a fan of the music. And he's like, man, with the accident, he's like, you guys gave out some CDs and everything, and we're just enjoying it. Like, we just wanted to come, say what's up. And we're like, this is great, man. And we're like, hey, you want to help us pull a prank? And he's like, yes.
Wait, you got a police officer to pull a prank?
We got a police
Yes.
officer to pull a prank, yeah. And so fast forward to that night, both bands were sitting around at the hotel. We just finished dinner, we're finishing up dinner, and this cop comes in, and he should have been an actor. Like his expressions, body language, everything great. Comes in and he's like, yeah, I need to speak to, and he gives Irie's full name, the guy who was driving for Pepper. And he's like, yeah, that's me, and he's like, well, hey, I need to speak to you, in private, in that very scary police authority voice. And he's like, well, whatever you need to say, you can say in front of all of us, we're a crew. And he's like, you guys struck the barrier, the van struck the barrier here. He's like, that was city property. And so our policy is you can't leave the city until you've paid for the damage to city property.
Oh no.
And we're all just, being straight faced. We know what's up type of thing.
We're all sitting there with our cameras. Like,
Right, yeah.
Right.
This was pre-smartphone, so
yeah.
we had
we
those
actually
like
had
You guys are
cameras.
yeah, like the
photos.
old school cameras.
Yeah.
And so like, kind of hidden underneath the table watching like that. And so this cop, like I said, he should have been an actor, playing it up so well. And so Irie is like, okay, how much do we owe? And the cop names a figure that's like, pretty big.
Right.
And so he's just like being a very good manager. He's like, okay, like thinking like, who do I need to call, get on the phone? Like, can I borrow this money? Are you doing this? And he's freaking out. And finally, as the pressure just ramps up to as much as it can be, he kind of walks over and puts his arm around Irie, and he's like, hey man, I'm just fucking with you. He's like, and the look on his face, and then all the guys in the band, as they realized that it was just fun, but they looked, and like we're all like waiting for them to like realize the joke that we were all in on type of thing.
Right.
And it was one of the greatest pranks I think I've ever been a part of, because it was like a no harm, no foul. Nobody was messed up at the end. Everybody was relieved and happy. And, you know, it was just a fun thing. But, man, the look on their face from the time that because they were like, who do we call? Like, who do we know that has this much money right now that we can call?
We should call our lawyer.
Right,
they were freaking out.
Oh, they were totally freaking out.
That's hilarious.
Because they were just like the only way we make money is to keep moving on this tour, and now we're gonna have to be stationary.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite pranks. Like I said, it was like no harm, no foul. So good. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean, I think they attempted to get back at us for that.
Did it work?
I can't remember what it was.
So it didn't work.
No.
I mean, it was so good. Yeah, exactly. Like whatever they did,
kind of a
like
stumper.
I mean, I'm sure whatever they did was good, but the way the planets had aligned for that first one, it was just too good.
It was funny. We had done a bunch of tours with Pepper, and a couple was Slightly Stupid, and then we were doing all these Jaeger tours. We were sponsored by Jägermeister. We did a couple here, and then we started going to Europe and doing them.
Right.
And we did a bunch with Head PE.
Oh yeah.
Those were crazy tours.
My God.
We would share a tour bus with those guys, and then you know, it's like you're kind of expected to drink a lot of Jägermeister.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, that'll
like,
turn you into a different person.
yeah, it was wild. Remember the beer slip and slides?
Oh my God. Yeah. We got a phone call home after the beer slip and slide, and it was kind of funny because they're like, well, we're calling. It was like the teacher being like, I'm gonna call your parents, you know, type of thing.
We got banned from a bunch of venues on.
We
that
got
tour.
banned. We got the
one
call
of them
back.
was one of them was like a
like a
what was that called?
uh
Not the Shriners, but
right. No, I know what you're talking about. Like a
Masonic temple.
A temple. Yeah.
It's like a Masonic temple that had like a venue that we play in, and like they kicked us out. Like it got so fucking rowdy.
It was one of those things like Johnny was saying, like, you know, we're sponsored by Jaeger, but at that particular show, the Connect guy for Jaeger was there, had come out to the show to
that's right.
personally deliver all this Jaeger. So it was like a perfect storm.
Yeah.
Jaeger's-
We like
Jaeger's,
punch. We were doing like the Bruce Lee the punch into the wall.
Oh, right, like
we like smashed like 20 holes, 20 holes into the walls of the green room.
You had there was
Jeff
beer on the
pissed in
ground.
sink,
Oh yeah,
and the sink wasn't actually connected to anything, so he basically was just pissing on the floor. Yeah, it was, and then the beer slip and slide thing happened out in the front.
Because you had all of our empty gear cases, and then so much beer on the ground, and we're just like, you know, as people do when there are a lot of empty music cases and beer on the ground. Let's have a beer slip and slide.
Which the beer slip and slide on this particular night turned into beer slip and slide bowling.
Oh, of course.
So they were running and then diving onto the like a base case, an empty base case, and then sliding into the merch booth.
Oh my God!
And just taking out people and tables, and it was.
I wonder what
it was wild.
I wonder what the Jaeger rep said, like when he went back the next day. It was like, hey, how was that gig?
And then we got kicked off a Jaeger tour with Pepper and Slightly Stupid in Texas.
Oh right,
because we did El Capitan.
Right,
and there was like all these Jaeger reps there, and that song is about Captain Morgan's rum.
Right.
They were like, "Fuck these guys! That's our competitor."
So liquor is not as collaborative.
It is not. No, exactly, not collaborative.
That makes sense in general because you can drink different beers, but if you drink some Jaeger and then some like Goldschlager, bad night.
It's a bad night. That's true. Yeah, you definitely don't want to mix Captain Morgan's with. You don't mix anything with.
No,
with
I was
Jaeger.
gonna say,
Yeah.
you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaeger is unique. We should do some like testing on what's actually in that.
It's it's brown death.
Well, Jonathan, I know you got some DJing going on here.
We're
shortly.
holding you up.
No worries.
So I'd love
Oh,
the cheers with you, and obviously you're coming back multiple times. 'Cause
Yeah.
You are legacy MNO Show right here.
Good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you, my friend. That was
Oh man,
so
thank
fun.
you. This is great. You fed me, stumped me on beers. Told
feel
some good stories from the day.
I feel like there's a comeback, though. I feel like you can come back and win this thing.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I'm already.
And some of those game shows, they have like the legacy. People come back and they have like a bigger tournament.
Oh yeah, it's like the Jeopardy after the thing, and something. Oh.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Cool.
Yeah.